Hi, Roy here on my channel Roy Reads Anything, which is about old books that are strange or interesting or just weird. And this will be an unboxing of Pan. Not the great god Pan, probably, but of Pan paperbacks. So Pan was a paperback imprint. I think of them as being particularly active back in the 50s and 60s, with some rather charming looking books like this Agatha Christie that I picked up a while ago. So the idea of buying a box full of the things without really paying much attention to what was in it was quite appealing. So I've already done some of the more savage elements of the unwrapping process. So here we have box opening and two shrink wrapped stacks of books, as well as some newspaper. Actually turns out to be Daily Mail, never mind. Right, so let's see what we've got inside the wrapping. Use my special Swiss Army booktube edition knife. Get into the bubble wrap. Right then, stack number one. We've got, whoa, Pan Books bestsellers of literature bring us the well-known horror novel that is not a romance at all, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. It's very disturbing, with an introduction by Elizabeth Jennings. Yeah, so you can sort of see if you like this kind of design, which I do. I mean, to me, some classic 1960s fonts, this kind of Helvetica, the blocks of colour and white space, and this kind of swirling let's pretend it's a romance book. That'll lure people in. Then we can hit them with some prototype David Lynch stuff and
domestic violence.
Yes, domestic violence. Oh, it's a
nasty business.
So yep. So Wuthering Heights, which is brilliant, by the way, as a horror novel. Nevil Shute, I think, was probably one of Pan's big authors. This one's called The Checkerboard, and yeah, brilliantly interweaving the checkered fates of four men brought together by one violent moment in war. This unforgettable story matches a town like Alice with its heart-stirring romance, its rich humanity, and compelling drama. Used to cost 5 shillings. So, yeah, second printing. This is the sixth printing, 1968. Book came out in 1947, so liking that. Probably beginning to accidentally get a Nevil Shute collection. This is partly because if I see anything in a charity shop older than like 10 years, I almost feel obliged to liberate it, like rescuing a sort of puppy or something.
Good job you don't rescue.
The Looking Glass War film tie-in edition. Yeah, spy novel with a photo cover and a photo on the back. Yes, if I brought as many stray puppies home as I do bring paperback books, we'd be in severe trouble. The Pan Book of Card Games.
Woo!
How to play contract, bridge, solo whist, poker, canasta, patience, party games, cribbage,
Huzzah!
and a wide range of other card games. Nice cover of the King and Queen of Cards, giving each other some wry looks. Nice card-related back cover artwork. So yeah, I'm more excited by that than you might expect. Oh, here's a name to conjure with. Francis Chichester, round the world sailing dude. Inspired by the research undertaken for his own epic voyage, this superb anthology of the sea's great storytellers is combined with a lively and personal commentary. So, when I was like a little kid, he was like this great hero. Um, so it looks like he's put together, well, what it says, bunch of sailing stories. Looks pretty good for sea type stuff. About the 19th century clipper routes. Right, the most romantic sea route in the world. So it's not just any old sea, it's this specific clipper route. And this one was 6 shillings. Okay, very nice, very nice. Oh, another John le Carre. I'm probably accidentally collecting him as well. This is the spy who came in from the cold. Um, and it's a film tie-in edition too, with pictures of Richard Burton, Claire Bloom, and Oscar Werner on the back. Acclaimed throughout the world as the greatest spy story ever. So, okay, nice one. Moving on to block number 2. Use the proper tools. These don't look in quite such. A lot of those looked really good condition. Travel book. Full Tilt, From Ireland to India, with a Bicycle, by Dervla Murphy. Not heard of her. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dr. Jenny's friend Scylla. It's one of her favourite books.
It combines India and cycling.
I suppose it does, yeah. And India, France, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Persia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. Wow. Okay, well, there's Scylla's favourite book. You'll have to do your mango poem on here, talking of Scylla.
Yeah, do that on there sometime.
Enclosure. This must have been in with one of the books, telling us about additional titles due in 1968. So something to look forward to, or backwards. Just gives the titles. Some of them it says again reprinted. Frederica, Friday's Child, Regency Buck, These Old Shades, Powder and Patch, The Talisman Ring, Arabella, The Masquerader, An Infamous Army, Sprig Muslin. So,
By Georgia Hayer.
oh, yes. On the other side, it says, you can take the girl out of the library. You
Yep.
can
Delicately registered on the old
So,
brain.
a librarian tells us from the titles alone that this is the romantic world of Georgette Hayer. Hayer. 15 titles now available in Pan Books, subject of this video. Check the ones you have read, it invites us to do.
I think you should.
So here comes another Georgette Hayer found poem. Beauvalet the Corinthian, The Convenient Marriage, Pharaoh's Daughter, The Foundling, The Spanish Bride, The Conqueror, The Grand Sophie, The Reluctant Widow, The Black Moth, Royal Escape, The Quiet Gentleman, Cotillion, The Toll Gate, Bath Tangle. Get the others from any good bookseller. And then, there's a story behind this. Pickles DS, 7 and 6 to pay. So let's hope Pickles did pay up there, the Georgette Hayer bill of 7 and 6. Otherwise, they might have had the forthcoming titles withheld from them back in 1968. Oh, here, on his actual birthday, is A Life of Conan Doyle, life of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, by John Dixon Carre, a crime writer. The adventurous career of the creator of Sherlock Holmes, described by a famous detective story writer. Not just Pan, Great Pan. I think they were more the sort of literary ones. Yeah, a biography of Arthur Conan Doyle.
That would be quite a useful imprecation, wouldn't it? Oh, great Pan! Like, you great Yarmer.
Yeah, well, here's another great pan, and it's The Legion of the Damned by Sven Hassel. Interesting this, because by the 70s, when Sven Hassel had written lots and lots of war books, basically sequels to this, they were big selling kind of exploitation books, really. But the first one um, was it's like a real book. So, as it says, horrifying picture of brutality in a German penal regiment. So the idea was that these were Sven Hassel's own experiences of being in this penal battalion, who are like sort of Hitler's unwilling soldiers, as it says here. So yeah, it's I think it's a great war book, and they get more and more pulpy and ridiculous as the series goes on. Although I think they're still all readable, but this is kind of in a different league. So nice to get that in such a nice edition. Um, let's see, first published 1957, copyright this edition 1959. Okay, Sven. More Great Pan, The Operation by Leonard Engel. Open heart surgery. A minute by minute account of one of today's most sensational operations. Now, speaking as someone who has been subject to one of today's most sensational operations, where you're cracked open, hearts taken out and put on the side, veins moved around, stuff grafted together, whole thing bunged back in, stitched back up. I'd say the likelihood of me reading this is less than zero. Kind of my attitude to it all was, you do your job. I don't really want to know the ins and outs of it, but I'll have to trust that it's going to be awesome. But never really wanted to understand how open heart surgery actually works. But here we go. If I knew it was in a paperback, I might have been a little bit more interested. Rather this than a YouTube video. But again, look at the design. Look at look at the way these areas of colour work, and the way they've used the typography. Fantastic, he says, displacing fear of mortality into love for an object. Steinbeck. I think there's going to be a Steinbeck reading event on this very booktube that we all live inside. So a copy of Steinbeck's Sweet Thursday. High spirits, robust and tender humour in this gay story. But it won't be a gay story in that sense, will it?
No.
It will be a merry story by I don't know, by America's
No.
famous novelist John Steinbeck.
So he doesn't have much time for women.
Um, but it's boisterous, light-hearted, impudent, in different colours.
Oh, well, in that case.
Yeah. Set in Cannery Row. Isn't that a story?
Yeah, it's a book.
But not by him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've read it. Read Cannery Row. It's good. Never read that one.
No, well, Sweet Thursday. Again, you can sort of see why people are getting into collecting these, both for the awesome artwork of these paintings, usually paintings, and if you can find nice ones, perhaps a bit better than this. You know, if you got nice square copies with clear, unfaded spines, they are very lovely. Last of all, the Dam Busters, Paul Brickhill, an illustrated Great Pan volume. Some bit of bombing going on there. Okay, not much. Ooh, enclosure, a mega enclosure, actual photograph of Random House, not Random House, the publisher, of a Random House, a black and white, uncredited photograph of a Tudor, a Tudor villa. who knows what this might denote. Yeah, oh, and there's a name as well. Somebody who's, if I could decipher the writing, will know who enjoyed the Dam Busters back in the probably late 50s. Ian James Turner, by the look of it, with a little flourish there. Okay, so that is my box of pan. Some cool things falling out of them. Got my Georgette Heyer list to tick off there. Card games to play. All sorts of stuff. So very pleased with those. That is my unboxing video. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye for now. See you again sometime. Hi, Roy here on my channel. How can this go on my channel? Roy reads anything.